Howdy folks. In my last video, one of my last videos, I was talking about how I pulled the membranes out of the Sviga Nightingale planar 14.3 millimeter drivers. And I noticed what I thought at the time was that I may have messed them up somehow that I didn't notice. Meaning that the flat plane diaphragm was slightly wavy on one side. And I didn't really think a lot of it. But as I started to do a little more research over the last actual day, I realized that there's actually something going on here. And I'm going to explain exactly what it is, and people can make up their own mind in terms of what they would want to do about it. So then I found this thread on HeadFi. Are planar magnetic headphones really flat? And I'm like, well, what is that? Frequency response? No, what they actually mean is, are the diaphragms flat? And some are wavy. Is this a manufacturing defect or a feature? And it's like, wait a minute. So looking at this one, which is a much, this is an over the head planar headphone, we can see a ton of waviness in this. So clearly the membrane is not stretched tightly. And if I look at this, it does look like rather symmetrical waviness, but it's still not like perfect. Just looking at it. All right, so then we scroll down a little bit and we see this other one, and it's like, no, that's not symmetrical. There's a little tiny bit of waviness in this one area right up here. And the Sviga Nightingale had that effect too. I don't know what this is exactly. But in any case, here's what's going on. If you look at a raw graph on planar, I suppose, headphones and also in-ears, you're going to generally see a bunch of little dips and peaks. And when I say little, I mean tiny. Some of them could be from 2 to 5 decibels, but they're only within, say, like 30 to 40 hertz total. So like little tiny, little bitty things. And the best drivers are the ones that I tend to keep are the ones that don't have that stuff. The waviness of these membranes is causing those peaks and troughs. And so if we look at the top one, it's like, I got no words. I mean, I'm sure that when that graphs, it graphs like absolute shit, like for reals. This one right here, I don't know exactly what effect it would have, but clearly that's not the way it's supposed to be. That's a tiny little bit of manufacturing defect that they basically sold to people, or at least I think they did. I don't know where this came from. And so we end up with a problem, which is that apparently putting these fucking planar diaphragms into the assembly is actually a pain in the ass to get it right without these goddamn the creases, whatever, ripples, whatever. I can tell you for a fact that if you do not have a consistent membrane flatness or shape or something, you're going to have a weird frequency response. And so the question on these guys was like, is this okay? Just different designs, mostly flat, whatever. Basically, does it matter, right? And then the answer is nobody really knew. And I can tell you right now, it fucking matters. Like, I don't even need to know about what manufacturers say. This is potato level engineering. You should never ever see a planar that looks like this diaphragm, ever. The frequency response can never ever be linear and flat when you have all these fucking ripples in this thing. So I don't even know which headphone that is, but the point I'm trying to make is I wanted to bring this up. If you happen to have a coupler and you happen to be able to measure planars and you notice those dips and peaks, you will know that these driver membranes are not completely ripple free. But if you find one that is completely linear and flat, you know what you got. You got the top level quality that you can get out of planars. So take that for what you will. Right on, talk to you on the next one.